Alright, so I'm going to do Hammers of the God, which I've printed out here. But first, in my last video I forgot a couple of the maps. This is one of the layer maps from the original Weird New World. And here's the new map. It's the same, but it's not kind of nicer looking. Here's another one of the maps. And here's the new one. So yeah, it's still nicer looking. Alright, so Hammers of the Gods. Let's get to that. Okay, first of all, this is the original map that came with it. It fits all on one page, but this section here, I can't read the print about how big this space is here and here, how far it is. I had to just guesstimate, and on my video about it, I showed you the map I made for online play. I made that really, really long. And here's the new map of the same things. Much nicer looking, and it makes it all one thing. It's not as long as I thought that corridor was. Well, that's a shame. Anyway, like Weird New World, I'm going to go through the whole thing so I can show you the difference between the art by Laura Jalo versus Kelvin Green's art. Let's find the beginning of Kelvin's version. Okay, there's the old cover, and here's the new one, which includes our trio of adventurers who often show up in Lamentations art. It's a shame that she's in the crease there. Anyway, so they both begin with an author's introduction, but the new introduction, there's the old introduction, and here's the new. But the new one has this nice little piece of art. This made a, there's Laura's piece of art for the introduction. And then there's the background introduction. Let's go to that. Yeah, it's laid out a little better. Another piece of new art. So the old one has the page numbers with these little symbol here, which I thought was cool. Okay, and then there's the map key, which looks like that in the old one. And looks like I can't hold the book up and at the same time. Looks like this is the new one with this new piece of art. And here's some more of the new art. Let's see if there's any art at all. No, there's no art at all in that section on the new one. And here's our hammer and pick. I totally did not get the communist overtones to that Mac and pick, that it was supposed to be a sickle. Okay, here's another interesting picture. Let's look at the section, see if we've got any art at all. There's hardly any art in here. Well, there's this picture of the shaving room, which I don't think has any art here. And there's this picture here. Yeah, I don't remember this at all. no picture of that in the original. Yeah, this is much easier to read, this results of what happens with the pool. So find the pool. There was this good picture of the submarine harbor. Nice and spooky, but you can hardly see what you're looking at there. And this. I can't tell what that's supposed to be. Looks like a thief hiding, maybe. And then, here's this. I don't remember the snake, but there it is. And the translucent loaf. Oh, now this is a pretty good picture of this doorway here. Yeah, and here's the other version of that chart, which I just showed you earlier. That's the next page over, I think. Trying to find the same place. Okay, now this is a pretty good picture of the walkway over the chasm. It looks a lot like Scrap Princess art, sort of. And so it's pretty spooky looking. Don't have anything like that here. I got this picture, which is not in the original. And here's another picture that we don't get to see in the original of the Smoke Spirit of Vengeance. Okay, so here's what the library catalog looks like before, and this is how it looks now. So it's a little bit snazzier, and there's no picture like this in the original of the submarine. There, here's our crew, and here's the descriptions of the books. This is what it looks like in the original. Look through it real quick to make sure there's no more art that I missed. And the recipe is there. Yeah, that's it. So there's no more art in the original. And you got blank pages next to this section. I'm not sure why. That's a good place to take notes. You should write in these books because you're going to have them forever. Well, I used to think that, but I keep seeing, for some strange reason, people selling off their collections because they're desperate for money. But a lot of this stuff is really hard to replace once you lose it. So, that's Hammers of the God in its new format.